At this time, if I could have call to order, Kathleen Allen, here. Brian Chetney,
here.
Tom Chapa,
Here.
Heather Del Conte,
Here.
Brandon Legault, Linda Serino,
Here.
and Samuel Tripp.
Here.
If you would all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. We don't know.
1, 2.
Apparently it's just a superintendent. This is my phone.
Hello, 1, 2.
Yep. Yep.
It'll be just a moment.
Technology, great hours. Technology. You want to go once you have it.
Yeah. Okay. At this point, I would like to call the 5th Judicial Supreme Court Justice, Honorable Scott Del Conte, to the front, and he has offered to administer the oaths to our new board members, our new president, and our new vice president. And could I have Heather Del Conte and Linda Serino please come to the front?
That I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
my duties as a member of the Oswego City School District Board of Education
of the Oswego City School District Board of Education
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Next on the agenda The board would need to appoint the temporary chair, that myself, Karen Canali, would be appointed. If I could have a motion. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next on the agenda is the election of the president of the Board of Education. The floor is now open for nominations. Would anyone like to nominate someone?
I would like to nominate Heather Del Conte for president.
Any other nominations? Kathleen Allen, yes or no? Yes. Brian Chetney?
Yes.
Tom Chapa?
Yes.
Heather Del Conte?
Yes.
Brandon Legault? Linda Serino?
Yes.
Samuel Tripp?
Yes.
At this point, that Heather Del Conte be elected president of the Board of Education of the City School District of the City of Oswego, New York, beginning July 1st, 2019, and continuing until a successor is elected at the next annual meeting of the Board of Education. Heather Del Conte.
Heather Del Conte. Do solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge my duties as president of the Oswego City School District Board of Education to the best of my ability.
For nominations for vice president. Would there be any nominations for vice
I'd like to
president?
nominate Kathleen Allen for vice president.
Can I have a second? Second. Any other nominations? At this time, that Kathleen Allen be elected vice president of the Board of Education of the City School District of the City of Oswego, New York, beginning July 1st, 2019, and continuing until its successor is elected at the next annual meeting of the Board of Education. I'm sorry, I need a roll call vote. Kathleen Allen? Brian Chetney?
Yes.
Tom Chapa?
Yes.
Heather Del Conte?
Yes.
Brandon Legault? Linda Serino?
Yes.
Samuel Tripp?
Yes.
Ms. Allen?
I, Kathleen Allen, do solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge my duties as Vice President of the Oswego City School District Board of Education to the best of my ability.
adding a little element of class.
Next, we will move on to the recommended actions of the reorganizational meeting. Number 1, school year 2019-20 appointments of recommended actions. Architect of Records, King & King Asbestos Designee, David Crisafulli, Clerk of the Board of Education and School District Clerk, Karen Canale. Dignity for All Students Act, Robert Duffy. District Treasurer, John Edwards. Deputy District Treasurer, Joyce Valletta. Health Insurance Consultant Services, E&V Insurance. Internal Auditor, Bonadio and Company. Internal Claims Auditor, Thomas Frawley. Records Retention and Disposition Officer, Nancy Squires. Records Access Officer, Karen Canale. School District Purchasing Agent, Nancy Squires. Tax Collector, Joyce Valletta. Medicaid Compliance Officer, Lisa Marie Carter. Official Bank Depositories, JP Morgan Chase Manhattan Bank. Official District Newspaper, Oswego Palladium Times. Official Media Website, Oswego Daily News. Title IX, Compliance Officer, Robert Duffy. Insurance Carrier, Eastern Shore Associates. Could I have a motion, please?
Move it.
Second?
Seconded.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the independent auditor, appointment of the school year 2019-20. That the Board of Education approved the appointment of Mengel, Metzer, and Barr and Company as independent auditor for the Oswego City School District for the school year of 2019-20, subject to annual renewal by the Board of Education pursuant to Board Policy 1334. Could I have a motion?
Move it.
Second? I have a first by Tom. Ryan? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 3, approval of all Oswego City School District policies. That the Board of Education of the City School District of Oswego, New York, approve all policies of the Board of Education of the Oswego City School District previously approved and in effect shall remain in effect until amended as prescribed in Policy 1410. Formulation, adoption, and amendment of policies provided further that all 2019-20 policy revisions to the existing policies from Area 1 BOCES are hereby approved unless pulled separately for discussion by the board. Could I have a motion? Dr. Hewitt?
Karen, can you just talk for a minute about the change in this practice? This is not something we've done before, but it's something that Karen discovered should be and will be part of the organizational meeting.
It is required by all small city school districts that the Board of Education approve the policies that we have on file at the present time. During the year, you'll see the board have a policy committee, and they will review any policies in questions, or if the law changes, we are notified by Area 1 BOCES, also by our attorneys. And that is why we're approving all of them right now. You will see a couple of them separate, but that is mandatory also.
Thank you.
Could I have a motion? Brian, second?
Second.
Tom? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the purchasing policy annual review for the 19-20 school year that the Board of Education adopts for the 19-20 school year purchasing policy 5410 and regulation number 5410R and R2 as attached. On your board docs, you would have seen that policy attached. This is one of those that is required that we separately. So if I could have a motion? Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Amendment of tax rules that the Board of Education City School District of Oswego, New York authorizes the Executive Director of Business and Finance upon receiving the appropriate papers to direct the school tax collector to amend the tax rolls and refund the erroneous tax collected or change the amount of tax due. Could I have a motion?
Make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 6, investment of funds, school year 2019-20, that in accordance with Section 2503, Sub 1 and 1723A of the Education Law and the applicable sections of local finance law, the Executive Director of Business and Finance of the City School District of Oswego, New York, be authorized to invest and/or deposit general fund monies or monies of other funds through the commercial bank or other financial institutions within the criteria as established by the Board of Education Policy 5220. Motion, please.
Move it.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 7, certification of payroll, that the Board of Education authorizes an Executive Director of Business and Finance in his or her absence, the Superintendent of Schools, to certify payrolls of the City School District of Oswego, New York for the 2019-20 school year. Could I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 8, contract health services provided to private schools in other school districts, authorization to sign school year 2019-20. That authorization be granted for the President of the Board of Education and the Clerk of the Board to execute contracts for health services to be provided under provisions of Section 912 of the Education Law to children residing in the City School District of Oswego, New York, and attending non-public schools in other school districts for the 1920 school year as may be required. Could I have a motion?
Move it.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 9, contracts health services provided to private schools within the school district, authorization to sign school year 1920, that the authorization be granted for the President of the Board of Education and the Clerk of the Board to execute contracts for health services that the City School District of Oswego, New York, provides children attending non-public schools according to Section 912 of the Education Law for the 1920 school year. Could I have a motion?
Move it.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 10, petty cash funds, authorization for school year 1920. That petty cash funds be established for the school year 1920 in accordance with policy 5530 and regulation 5530R and R1 as presented. Could I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Disposal of surplus obsolete equipment, materials, and vehicles, approval for the 1920 school year. That the Board of Education authorizes the Executive Director of Business and Finance to dispose of various surplus obsolete equipment, supplies, and/or vehicles which are no longer in use by the Oswego City School District as the need rises during the 1920 school year. And that the Director of Business and Finance be authorized and directed to dispose of the items by auction or sealed bid, disposal, or donation to a nonprofit organization, and to report to the Board of Education any monies from the sales thereof realized. Motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 12, attorney for the Board of Education and School District, attorney appointment, school year 1920. That the Board of Education appoint Von Joniken King as Oswego City School District Attorney for the 1920 school year. Motion? Move it. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Next is the Board of Education 1920 committee appointments. That the Board of Education appoint the following committees for the 1920 school year. Proposed 1920 Oswego City School District committees. I have listed policies, facilities, and audit. Would the board like to let me know which committees they would like to be on?
I would just like to say that I think that we need some consistency with the facilities committee. We have 2 members that are returning to the board on the facilities committee, and now that we're getting deep into the design phase of the capital project and some other extenuating things that have been happening with our facilities, I think it would be a good idea to maintain Tom and Sam, but there is a spot open on the facilities committee after Brian's departure. So, I'm sorry, I meant Jim's departure. Sorry, Brian. Jim Bell's departure. He was on the facilities committee for the last couple of years, and we need a replacement for Jim.
You guys still want to be on, correct? You still would like to?
It is, but
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm very soft-spoken.
Are we doing which powder?
We're going facilities.
Okay, thank you.
Facilities.
And I think we're going to have Tom and Sam stay on it, so we have consistency. And because it's a gift that they have. And then Linda should express on us. So Linda's going to as well.
Tom, are you good with that?
Yes.
Are the people currently serving who would like to continue services?
Brandon's on the audit committee, and Brian's on the audit committee, and Sam was on the audit committee.
Sir? Yes.
And then policy committee?
All the policy as well as policy. Is there anyone else with on-policy?
Yeah, Tom and Sam are on facilities. Sam is the only board member right now that's on 2 committees.
I have no desire.
So everyone's on 1 committee, except for Sam's on 2. But we need 1 more member for policy.
Is there anyone else who can serve the policy?
I will.
And are we going to deal with the community relations committee as well?
That's an extra committee. We're going to talk about those in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the 3 yes that we have to have.
Yes, okay, great.
Okay, so for policy, I have Heather, Kathleen, and Brandon. Facilities, I have Sam, Tom, and Linda. For audit, I have Brian, Brandon, and Sam.
Yeah.
Could I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
Second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? 14, approval of the 1920 district organizational meeting. That the Board of Education approve the 1920 organizational chart. Could I have a motion?
Move it.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Motion? Or, I'm sorry, all in favor? Opposed? Number 15, student representative to the Oswego City School District Board of Education for the 1920 school year. Whereas each school year, the Oswego City School District elects 1 student representative to serve a 1-year term on the Oswego City School District Board of Education. And whereas the student is to represent the Oswego City School District student population and play an active leadership role. Whereas the Oswego City School District Board of Education accepts the student representative and expects active participation as a non-voting board member, and therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education endorses the selection of Rumba Kawaja as the student representative according to the established guidelines. Could I have a motion?
I'll move that.
Second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? At this time, I would like to ask for adjournment of the reorganizational meeting. Could I have a motion? Move it. Second?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I would also like to have a motion to move to the regular Board of Education meeting. Could I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? At this time, I will hand the mic over to Dr. BOE, Superintendent of Schools.
Thank you, Karen. Over the last several years, we've been spending some time at the end of the year, sometimes in June, sometimes in July, recognizing those faculty and staff members who are retiring from our district and thanking them for the continued service to our district and to our students. This morning, we're going to do that as well. We have a number of recent retirees that have joined us today. Many of those I know personally, and many of you know them as well. And this is an opportunity for us to thank them for their service. And then after that, we're going to have a special presentation as well this morning of an honorary diploma to an individual. So after that, we'll break for a short reception. But we're going to start with retirees. Please come up when we call your name. Karen will read the certificate, and then Mrs. Del Conte and I will present them. Each certificate is personalized to the service of that employee. But basically, the certificate reads: certificate of recognition, the Oswego City School District recognizes and appreciates, and then the name, for the number of years of dedication to the children of the Oswego City School District as a teacher, teacher aide, custodian. You have made a significant difference in the lives of the Oswego City School District students. The Oswego City School District thanks you for your service and wishes you all the best in your retirement. Dated Monday, July 1st, 2019. Signed by the President of the Board of Education and the Superintendent of Schools.
The first retiree is Alice Bristol, teacher aide, 47 years of service. Lisa Brown, teacher assistant, 18 years of service. William Carney, bus driver, 6 years of service. Next is Tina Flack, food service worker, 23 years of service. Shirley Hadley, special special education teacher, 19 years of service. Christine Essick, elementary and reading teacher, 30 years of service. Lynn Oxby, teacher assistant, 21 years of service. Cynthia Jimenez, custodial worker, 11 years of service. Ellen Joyce, teacher assistant, 16 years of service. Mary Lamphere, teacher aide, 13 years of service. Kathleen Mannion, elementary teacher, 30 years of service. Diane Mitchelson, custodian, 16 years of service. Patricia Natoli, teacher aide, 25 years of service.
That was my aide when I was a brand new teacher in Oswego.
Oliar, teacher aide, 22 years of service. Mary Pizzero, nurse, 15 years of service. Robin Pryor, bus driver, 29 years of service. Ronald Skasha, warehouse, 29 years of service. Holly Shaw, elementary teacher, 30 years of service. Mary Lee Taylor, school counselor, 28 years of service. Kathy Tice, food service worker, 14 years of service. And Pamela Whiting, custodial worker, 38 years of service.
we have all the retirees that are here come up for a group photo? Next, we have a very, very special recognition. First, I want to thank Father Morissette. Father Morissette came to me a few months ago advocating for a member of our community who's lived in our community his entire life. He came to me to talk about a gentleman named Howard J. Hall. Howard J. Hall lives at 61 Ellen Street. Howard is 99 years old. He should have been in the class of 1938. He stayed an extra year as a PG to play football. He still has his letters. And Father Morissette thought it was really nice to provide some recognition to Howard because Howard left school before receiving his diploma. He subsequently served in the U.S. Army and is a U.S. Army vet serving in World War II in the South Pacific. He married and had five children, 6 children. We weren't sure about it. I believe 2 of his children are here. John, I know, is here, and Sue. Are you Sue? Nice to meet you, Sue. I've had a lot of phone calls with these folks, and it's been a real pleasure to reflect back. And as you know, we've been looking at the history of our district this year and trying to preserve the history of our district and do some things that recognize people who represent what's good about Oswego City School District. John did not receive his diploma in 1938 or 39, but I have the authority to authorize a special diploma, which is also authorized by the Board of Education, and I'd like to read it. Oswego High School, Oswego, New York, the seal of New York State. This certifies that Howard J. Hall has satisfactorily completed the course of study prescribed by the Board of Education for the Oswego High School and is therefore entitled to this honorary diploma, given at Oswego, New York on the 29th day of June in the year 2019. We wanted Howard to join us at graduation on Saturday, and he didn't want to upstage the kids. So I did reference you, Howard, in my speech and pointed, and you are in the program, and we have some programs for you as well as some Oswego School District memorabilia for you, some logo clothing and some other things. With joining me today making this presentation is Mr. Patrick Wallace, the Oswego High School principal, and Colonel Ben Richardson, Oswego High School teacher. If they could come forward. And Mr. Hall, please come forward.
I'd like to say this so that everyone hear it. I usually don't need any mics, so we're good. Sir, you went and participated in probably one of the greatest achievements of humanity, the Allied victory in World War II. As a social studies teacher and a member of the New York Army National Guard, I have a profound appreciation for that achievement. Everyone who serves now stands in awe of your generation. Thank you, sir. Stand in front of here. Right. There we go. Heather, you want to jump in? Oh, more swag.
There's only 100 of them. Wow. Yeah. On the other side of it.
I was going to say, this is only a small representative. That's interesting right there. Oh, that's okay.
That's good. We won't be long.
Thank you.
Now, Howard's son, John, would just like to say a few words.
Thank you very much.
You don't need a mic.
I'll try not to. I won't be long, but I think a moment like this really has to start with thank yous. So what I want to do is, on behalf of my entire family, to say a couple of thank yous. First of all, Superintendent Gowie, the Board of Education, and Father Morissette. Thank you very much for making this happen. Colonel Richardson, for being here today to represent our armed forces. Beautiful, beautiful that you're all here. It is an important day. As I brought my dad down here for this graduation ceremony, he told me that the dog ate his graduation speech. So I have a long story, but I think it worked today because I have honored to give it a little bit of a talk. It's an important day, and really, as I look back, for a lot of reasons. And the message that education is important, that life learning, always life learning is important, and the idea of certification, a diploma, a symbolic gesture like today is important, because indeed he has children watching, he has grandchildren watching, he has great-grandchildren watching, in front of teachers, educators, custodians, bus drivers, people that touch children every day. It's important. We keep lifelong learning in front of us. It's important for his family and his extended family tree to learn that it's never too late. never too late. And the second thing is really being recognized by community. I guess it means you're a good person, you're liked, you're respected, you've lived a good life, so congratulations. And it's important to be recognized by community. It also means you live in a great community, Oswego. You mentioned connections. My father connecting to Oswego in World War II, the generation that stepped up and said, I will, and they went in our darkest hours. My dad was in the Philippines, in the South Pacific, World War II. By accident, he met 3 or 4 people from Oswego who were there. I don't know if you know the names, Busky, Denny, Carey, Paul. They happened to meet by accident in the Philippines, and I guess the word was, is there anyone else fighting this war besides Buccaneers? and that's what they live by. That's important, the connection, the long tradition of Oswego in such an important event in our history. And really want to conclude with a couple of different remarks, and some advice that my dad gave me and gave us kids as we went through. I guess, Dad, now that you got your diploma, it's time to get a good job. Figure out what you're going to do with your life. Marry a good woman, raise a good family, honor your God. I think you've done all those things. So check, check, and check. I guess the last thing to do is really we should all thank God for the blessings of today and living in the community that we live in. So thank you very much. Thank you.
At this time, we would like to break for a few moments, and we have a few refreshments over there if anybody would like to go ahead and help us out.
Great.